And my mom goes, oh my gosh, Emma, you are already acting like you're senior and you have senioritis and you're only a junior. Twice. And then I called Eli and I were like, what? And she defended herself. She's like, I said what I said. You're acting like a senior and you're a junior.
Hello, I'm Erica Chada, the Director of Children's and Youth Ministries here at First Lutheran Church, ELCA in Blair, Nebraska. And if you know me at all, and it's sunny outside, you know that I want to be outside. So here I am again in the sun. And I want to thank you for coming to see me, and I love that we can spend this time together. You know that our church in Blair started in 1884. 1884. Chester A. Arthur was the President of the United States. And that is the same year that the Washington Monument was finished and construction of the Statue of Liberty had just started. And my personal favorite, Coca-Cola, hadn't even been invented yet. Our church has been in Blair for over 136 years. That means that First Lutheran Church is older than Mount Rushmore, the Empire State Building, and the Eiffel Tower. Have you ever heard the saying, if these walls could talk? Think of all the stories that our church could tell if the building could talk to us. Stories about all the people that come and go through the doors, people in the congregation, the pastors, the teachers, the musicians, all the people who have been married here, all the people who have been confirmed or baptized here. Our building would have plenty to say. I wonder what it would say. Well, of course, buildings cannot talk. We can learn things from the architecture of the baptismal font or maybe of the church bell that we still have from the 1880s. But we can't sit with those things and have a conversation.
I'll talk to you later. I'm glad you listened.
Do you have any favorite memories from church? Or something that you learned about in Sunday school or in a sermon that's really special to your heart? I certainly do. Not just from this First Lutheran Church, but also from First Lutheran Church in Kearney. That's where I grew up. Funny, huh? Both First Lutherans. I'm sure you know some grown-ups, or maybe even some other kids, that have a lot of stories that they could tell about churches in their lives too. I've got an idea. Let's make a craft that will help us talk about these things. Make it a little fun. It's based on a game that you probably already know, but for me it was brand new. So I'm going to show you how to make the game, and then I'm going to show you how to play. Okay, so this is the game, and it has all kinds of different names, and you work it with your fingers, and I am going to show you how to make one of these. Okay, so the first thing that you need is a piece of paper. It can be notebook paper, it could be pink paper, it can be any size of paper, it doesn't matter. And then you need a pair of scissors and a pen or a marker. So the first thing you need to do is make your paper into a square. And if you have a sheet of paper like this that's a rectangle, the first thing you're going to do is fold a diagonal like that so that it's right up here at the corner. And then you're going to cut this strip off. This is going to make our square. And if it's easier, you can draw a line. Or you can just cut, and then that's trash. So now you have a square piece of paper, and you've got one diagonal fold, and then you're going to do the other diagonal fold. So now you have an X. The next thing you're going to do then is take one of the corners and fold it so that the point goes into the center. And and make all of your folds really crisp. We're going to do that 4 times. Okay, so now you have a smaller square with 4 triangles inside. You're going to turn it over, so now you have a smooth square, and we're going to fold the corners in again. So now you have another square. Now it's done. We're going to make 2 more folds. We're going to fold it in half. So you have it like this and the little triangles are poking up. Flip it over and fold it in half this way, just to make creases. Have your little triangles poking up, and then do it again the other way. The sharper that your creases are, the easier it'll be to do this next step, which is the hardest for me. So now you have these little flaps, and those are where you're gonna put your fingers in to make this little thing work. And I am not good at this, so it's probably gonna take a minute. There it is. So after you get it working like that, then you're going to open it. It'll sit like that. You're gonna open it, so all these are poking up again, and write your numbers. And then after that is when you write your questions. So you're gonna open a flap, and underneath this one, this will be my first question. So I'm gonna put, what's your favorite Bible story? So that way if someone picked one and you popped it up, this would be your question. Then you would write your number 8 question right here, and you'll go all the way around. And then you pop it back up, put your fingers in there. And then you're ready to play. So you can play this game with anybody you want. You can play it with your favorite grown-ups, you can play it with your friends, you can play it with your neighbors. You could even play this on Zoom or FaceTime. Okay, so here is how you're gonna play. Inside, you've got numbers written on there. So you're playing with another person. So I'm just gonna play with myself as the other person. So I'm gonna pick number 4. So then I'm gonna open it 4 times. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then I have to pick another number. There's a 1 and a 4 and a 5 and an 8. So I'm gonna pick 5. So now I'm gonna open it 5 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then I'm gonna pick one more number. I'm gonna pick number 6 right here. So when that happens, you open it up, and that's the question you ask. So this one says, what is your favorite time of year in church? And then whoever you're playing with would answer that question. And you can pick numbers as many times as you want. You can do it 2 times, you can do it 3 times, you can do it 8 times, whatever you want to do. But that is how you play. I played this game last night with some of my friends over Zoom. And we were all pretty busy, but we agreed to take 30 minutes to see each other, and we went through a few questions. Who is your favorite person in the Bible and why?
Martha.
Is there a reason besides the fact that she has the beautiful name?
No. Love it.
Describe the space where you worshiped as a child.
When we had the praise band, is we would take out those pews and take out that wall every single rehearsal and every single service. We'd take out all the choir pews and take down that wall piece and set up the band up there, but we have to put it back because there was a Wednesday night traditional, there was Saturday night traditional, and there was 2 other traditional services before ours. We were 11 o'clock.
Who was your favorite teacher at church?
I can tell you right now, Wilma Marks. She was third. I think she taught probably 40 some years of Sunday school, but she loved kids. She went on trips, brought our class back things and related them to the Sunday school lesson. Everybody loved Mrs. Marks. She was super, and you always could count on a smile.
Now, you don't have to get through all your questions. You can do 1 or you can do 2. Maybe save the rest for a different time. You don't even have to use these questions that I used. You can come up with them on your own. You can ask anything you want to learn about somebody else. Who's your favorite person in the Bible? This one's hard. How would you describe the Holy Spirit to somebody? Who is someone special to you at First Lutheran? What is your favorite time at church as a kid?
Christmas season. I got to be involved in all of the services as an acolyte. And I just remember wearing a red robe with a white cover and carrying this heavy candle down the aisle and just standing right at the end of the aisle with all of the Christmas. And I just felt like I was glowing.
Oh,
It was so cool. And they let me do that every year, maybe because my dad was the pastor. I don't know.
I learned so much about my friends last night, things I never knew about them, and I've known them for a long time. I felt really good that they wanted to share with me, but they didn't always have an answer, and that was okay. If that happens to you, you can just ask a different question or go on to another person. Do you remember the story I read a little while ago about the people being in the church? Oh, here is the church. It may have a steeple, but where is the church? The church is the people. We can't talk to the walls or the doors or the bells or the baptismal fonts, but we can talk to each other, and we are the church. Our church is a very important place as a landmark, as a house of worship, and as a community. Until we can all be together again, try using this activity to keep your community close to you and learn more about our church. I hope you enjoy it as much as I did, and please let me know if you need any help or would like to play with me sometime. I would love to. Okay, that is it for this worship lab. Thanks so much for coming, and we will see you again very soon. Take care.